Hello, hello, Plannerettes. How are you? Thank you so much for joining me. It's a new week here in Sydney, Australia. It is Monday, the 17th of November, 5 a.m. I hope wherever you are tuning in from, you are having a good afternoon, good evening, or a very, very, very early morning, just like I am. So let me know where you are tuning in from. Where are you today? Is it Sunday? Is it Monday? Look, my alarm is going off telling me it's time to plan for the week. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Grab your favorite pen, markers, washi tapes, and highlighters, and your favorite beverage, and come along and plan with me. Let's go. Okay. Let me stop my lovely 5 a.m. alarm so then that way I'm not feeling the vibration on my wrist. How are you? Thank you so much for joining me. Today I'm going to plan for, what is it, Monday 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, November 17th to the 23rd. Oh my goodness. Soon it'll be Christmas. And but I know a lot of you who are tuning in from the US, you have your Thanksgiving coming up soon. And of course, there's this wonderful Black Friday sale that is going to be happening. It seems like it starts earlier and earlier every time I blink. So, hello, positive changes. Sheila is in the house. Good morning, Marianne. It's noon, so Sunday afternoon. Nuria, hello. Feels like we've just been chatting just a couple of moments ago. It's still Sunday in Spain. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you both being here. Thank you so much. And again, if you are tuning in on the replay, don't forget to say hello as well in the comment section. You know, I love seeing your comments. It's really, really adorable to see where you're all tuning in from. So, for those of you who may be new to my channel, I'm Marianne, and here through my own planning, habit tracking, well being, and self care, I hope you can find some inspiration, ideas, creative, and joyful self care to move you if you are feeling a little bit overwhelmed, stressed, anxious, burnt out, all those feels. If you're feeling the feels, hopefully you can enjoy a little bit of calm, clear, and just joyful planning and intentional planning with me today. So, for I see some more people coming in. Yes, it's 7 p.m. in Spain, where Nuria is. Hello, Susan. Marianne, it's 6 p.m. in the UK. Have you had your dinner, or hopefully you're having dinner or something to eat while you are listening along? All right, so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to set up my weekly spread in my A5 planner. So for those of you who are and subscriber to my email newsletter, you would have seen that I have updated my shop with these planner printables. So there are four different types of layout. So last week I tried this one here. So there's little variations of how I'm setting up each and every page. So here we've got the full running to-do list on one page, and I've got my focus area for my 7 key habits of focus, little space for notes, cleaning, and then the workouts. So whatever it is that is top priority for you, whether you're using my planner printable or the ultimate planner bundle, they're all similar in a way that we're focusing on tasks that and key habits and things that for our wellness that are of a top priority for the week, because that's all we want to focus on, and not inundate ourselves with too many things and worrying ourselves, for the things the following week or later on in the month. And that's where a lot of our overwhelm is. We're trying to put too much on our plate. Let's quickly have a look, see who else is here. Hello, Brenda. Nice to see you. Hello, my friend. Thank you so much for joining me. All right. It's 10 a.m. on the west coast of America. Kokoro. Kokoro. I now remember from last time we put a little bit of punch on that first syllable. So hopefully I've said it correctly. Christina, how are you? I feel like it's been, I know, I've missed your gorgeous face. I've forever since I've caught you live. How are you? I hope you are well, my dear. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you being here. All right, I love it. We've got the plannerettes happening in the live chat. I appreciate it. Make sure the engagement and the chatting, not just to me but to each other. Hopefully we can ask each other questions along the way, as if we're just sitting at the a table together planning our new week away. Or if you're wrapping up your end of week, you can do that. So whatever it is. So let me quickly just pop the printable link in the chat right now. Think this is the one there. So it's the small grid. So this grid, I think it's about 35 millimeters. So if you are going to write on this or grab this, it is a smaller grid. So of course it is inspired by the small grid of the Hobonichi cousin, which is where I set up similar layout like this when I bought it in 2024. And I love, so it actually is normally columns for the days of the week. But I knew for me, because I do work from home and my work is so not so time specific, the time blocking didn't work well for me. So I thought, I saw a couple of planners on YouTube that did a similar layout. Of course, I use my running to-do list and then my key areas of focus. For those of you that have the ultimate planner bundle printable, I have the 7 key areas focus based on Zig Ziglar's Wheel of Life. So it's similar to that I'm letting it sort of pretty much you know have it in a box rather than a little wheel of life. Okay, so next, that layout, as you can see, full running to-do list, and here I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 different squares. But for the new week, I have broken, I'm going to use these two as for my running to-do list. This is for like tasks for house, home, personal stuff, and this will be for my social, Instagram, YouTube. So if you also have broken things for home and for work, you can also do something similar if you have either a bullet journal, or if you have a Hobonichi, or if you do purchase this one as well. Let's quickly have a look. I see some lovely new faces in the chat that just popped in. Hello, Tracy. Nice to see you. It's 1 p.m. on the East Coast and chilly. Brr, it's quite getting warm here because it is spring in Sydney for November, and our summer starts in December. Excellent. I love it. Ronnie Cat. Hello, ladies. How are you? Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you being here. So this setup was inspired by this washi tape. Now, I'm not too sure where I got this from, whether it was a standalone washi tape or it was part of a pack. You know how when you just buy washies and you go, I wonder where I got that from. So I'm going to line the bottom of that. So for those of you that are new here, embellishing your planner pages not only, of course, does it make it look pretty, right? Because you want your pages to look pretty. Whether pretty or aesthetically pleasing for you is minimal or burst of color or lots and lots of stickers, whatever is pleasing to your eyes, go for it. Of course, we can get inspiration from other planners, accounts that we see out there, but the beauty of creating planner pages, sort of like, well, semi from scratch. This one with this printable that's in the shop right now, it has a little frame layout. So then you don't have to worry about counting how many rows, how many, depth, how wide it should be. Here I'm just adding a nice skinny washi tape. Again, I think this one was from Daiso. So let me know in the chat or on the in the comments section if you're watching this on the replay. Do you have Daiso near you? Because I think now they're everywhere. Because they're very popular. Originally, when they first opened up here in Sydney, everything I think was about originally $1.80, then it went to $2.30, now it's $3.80, and then now it's a mixture of different prices. Pandyland, hello there. How are you? Nice to see you. Hello, hello. Is this your first time here? I think it must be. This is the first time. Hooray, hooray. Welcome to the Plannerettes community. I appreciate you being here. I love that. I love that. Oh, look at the cute little avatar on your little photo there. Very cute. Thank you so much for joining me today. All right. So look, already that's created some nice little effects. So I like when I embellish my page, I actually start off with the washi tape. So I use washi tape and the colors on it as the foundation of the different colorways that I'm going to go and use. Yes, it is the first time. Nuria says, "Oh no, no Dezo in Spain." But I wonder if do you have Amazon, or do you have your local stationary retail stores? I hope you do, because of course it'll be a shame not to have stationery readily available. So hopefully you can find. But you know what? You can also draw. You don't have to be confined to washi tapes and stickers. You can draw, and Pinterest is your friend. Pandyland says, yes, first time. I love it. I love it. Sheila of Positive Changes says, I was so surprised for your visit the other day. Oh, yes. So Positive Changes is a YouTube channel run by Sheila, and she's doing so many lovely. She's following a challenge, I think, from the Fly Ladies. Is that right? Correct me if I'm wrong, Sheila. And so getting ready for the holiday season. So I happen to be up for to get ready for a Zoom very early in the morning, 2 a.m. for me, and so I saw that she was on, and she was so cute. She was so adorable. She was fangirling. It's just little old me, Sheila. No, not a big deal. We're all the same. We're just doing the best we can in this, content creation world of ours. And so, I appreciate you said some lovely stuff about me, and touche as well. So thank you for creating that little space for you and your community. And it was so nice to join in. I love it. Yes, I'm correct. It is a challenge by Fly Lady. Nuria says, we have a Milby, which is a huge station. Yay. Oh, that's good then. I'm glad. Because I'd hate to not have readily accessible stationery. Hello there, Paula. Nice to see you. I love your content and energy. I think I'm compensating. I've been up for a while now. I had a big nap. I went out yesterday evening. No, Saturday evening. My one of my old boss actually, from get this, from 21, 22 years ago. She had her 50th birthday party. She now lives in a different state, but she's celebrating her 50th month. Well, not 50th, her birthday month. So she's going from state to state, wherever some of her relatives and friends are. And she is doing some celebrations. So she was here. So I'm in New South Wales, where Sydney is, and so she had a get together with a lot of it actually from the same company that we used to all work at 22 years ago. So it was so lovely catching up with friends. So I think I got home by midnight. I didn't have a late night. I mean, compared to how I normally am, for my content creation, I'm up at weird hours of the very early morning. And so, but I had heels on and I walked home, and now I have blisters. So I haven't worn heels for such a long time, because I go and I'm in my Adidas sneakers or my Asics running shoes. And so I put on heels, and I haven't worn heels since for a long time. So yeah, I walked home very, very slowly, because late at night they were doing track work on the public transport, on the monorail. monorail, light rail. And so I actually walked all the way home. I think it took me an hour to walk home. It was a nice evening. It stopped raining. And so that was really nice. So let's have a look. Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Sheila. I agree. Brenda says, where can I find your channel? Positive Changes is her channel, Brenda. So I love how she sets up her video or her camera and does, tidying up. And so um, I'm sort of halfway. I'm halfway. I made a mess of my little space here. My dining table has been taken over with all my stuff, but I've created a nice little. Let me see if I'm just going to zoom out. I've created a nice little, I've reset everything. It's the same, similar. So hopefully, fingers crossed, before the new year arrives, that I can do a little desk tour or a tour of my studio, so you can see. I really just live in a very very small apartment. I have this little area here. Is just the wall is just I'm only 4 foot 10 and a half and 10 and 3/4, and so the wall is just I can just touch it. And so our apartment is a nice little shared space. The dining table is just to my left. On the other side of the wall is our homeschooling space. So hopefully, I don't think I've done a tour of this setup. I've had it like this for a while now. Normally I like to change my little setup around. Normally that's when I get a bit anxious and I need a change. They say change is always is as good as a holiday, so I like to change things up. Let's have a look. 50 plus plans. Hello, nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. This must be your first time. Hooray! Welcome, welcome, and hopefully you get to enjoy the Plannerettes community in the live chat. Yes, so there, Pandyland YouTube is Positive Changes 71. There you go. Thank you for doing that for me. Pandyland, what's your first name? Only, of course, if you want to share. Sometimes we're synonymous now with our handle name on. Are you also on YouTube and Instagram? Let us know. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. So what I just did the first three letters of the days of the week. I use my Tombow jewel mark. I think that's 4451. So a nice baby blue. I use the fine tip end to get into that small little space there. And what I'm going to do for the dates, I'm just going to draw a little circle. See, this is when you don't need to have stickers if you've got colorful markers handy. And you know what? You can just use, if you've got kids and they've got their Crayola, you can just use that as well. And then just to make those little circles pop on the page, I'm just going to outline that with this one is a fine liner, handletteringdesign.com. I don't know if that website is still available. This was gifted to me by one of the lovely plannerettes, Steph, in the community. So she sent me a lovely care package all the way from California. And so, yeah, this is good because if you can get one that is waterproof, and I think this is also fade proof, then that way when you are coloring in over a brush marker and the ink is still a little bit wet, it won't feather. You know how when you put ink and the on top of another ink, it'll feather, it'll like seep through, and then it's not sharp anymore. um 50 plus plants. Let's have a look. No, not first time, but it's been a long while since I've caught you. Yes, I thought so. I haven't seen a while. Sabrina, I haven't seen 50 plus plants for a while. Or you know how normally the little avatar, and so if you haven't been a while, you have to forgive me if I think that you're, first time, because this brain fog and early in the morning and Monday, all the things get together. Hello, Sabrina. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you being here and enjoying our company. Yes. Oh, Susan, this is I'm gonna celebrate. Let's hang on. This is for you, Susan, because I want to celebrate you. I do remember you saying you had 7 planners, and I saw that you said you are now down to 5. Hooray, indeed, hooray. I love that. And so, and look, at the end of the day, like I said, when you asked that question, if you can manage 7 planners, I have different planners for different things. So I don't use all of the planners for daily stuff. Some can hold maybe expense trackers or fun trackers or notes while I'm, if I'm studying anything. If you can have 7 and you can manage it and it's not overwhelming, then that is fine. But yeah, if it's you find that it is overwhelming and it's more of a hindrance rather than a helpful thing, then yes, it'll probably be good to just streamline it. So I do remember you having the 7, and I'm so glad. And you're finding it better. You're finding that you're not having to getting confused which planet to reach for. Let me know. Thanks. You're welcome. So here what I'm doing is, because the I don't know if the Tombow brush marker is fully dried. I don't want to use a felt tip pen, even though it's waterproof. It still will, seep, or a fountain pen. So I'm just using the Uniball one, and the nib for this is 0.38. Now I do have in the description below. I've got the links for my Amazon storefront, as well as the list for my fave pens, markers, and highlighters. Because so yeah, just have a look at that. But this is the Uniball one, and I also have the barrel in the I thought I had the orange somewhere. Here. Okay, so I just like, they're just too cute. They're just so, compared to a normal length pen, so they're just adorable. The barrel is a little bit thicker, so some pen loops may not, you may not be able to fit it in if it's not elasticized, but that's how the short they are. So I've got it in the orange and this, I think, beige, sand beige barrel color, but both of them are 0.38 nib. Okay, so let's quickly have a look. Okay, so then now what I've done the days of the week and the date. So let me know when you are doing your weekly or daily planner page, do you use stickers for your days of the week as well as the date? I normally have, for the dates, let me see, I normally have my Carpe Diem number sticker pad, but because, see, some of them, because I like to alternate the different colors, so then they're all sort of like rainbow. Sometimes I may not have all the what's the word, Marianne? Brain dump, consecutive numbers that I need. So then, you know, just use your pens and highlighters and markers. Let's quickly have a look what the chat is saying. I am happy now. Ask, I have put 2 planners together. Brilliant. I love that you were able to streamline some of your planners as well, because that's really important too. Because when you create too much friction, as in like you have to close a planner and get another one and then open up another planner, that's creating friction. And then the stop start, actually, you can lose momentum when you're doing, not just for planning, but if you're doing your tasks, let's say if you're here on the computer for 5 minutes and then you got to go over there and clean the kitchen and then make the call. So it's really important to try and batch not only your task, but the same way with your planning. So I love that you were able to streamline 2 of your planners into one. 50 plus. Let me know what your first name is. That will be lovely. I'm sure you would have told me probably before. Susan, I have about 7 set up for 2026, but I only use one at a time. I just don't know which one I want to at least start the year with. I have planner commitment issues. Me too. I said I wasn't going. I said I was going to stick to one planner, but you know, variety is the spice of life, and it's important that we keep, as Marie Kondo says, keep the spark, things that bring you sparks of joy. So those are the things. All right, so now what I'm going to do is, because I have already the frames or the box layout, it's much easier to create the different boxes I need. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the fine liner 06 Tracy, Tracy as well. So we have two Tracies. I love it. Thank you, Tracy. The more the merrier. That's right. Yes, both Tracy and planners. Yeah, the more the merrier. I love it. I love it. Okay, so let me start on the left hand side. So I'm going to use, so as you can see from the previous week, I had the focus area. So the focus area is the seven key habits of focus based on Zig Ziglar, like I said, and in no particular order. He says, do something, something small in each area if you can, on a consistent basis or a regular basis. So that's for your spiritual, for your home or your family, for your mental well-being, physical, social, important to connect, just like what we're doing right now, because humans are not supposed to be lone beings. We're supposed to be part of a community. Why? Because if you're in a community, back in the prehistoric days, you survive. You survive, you have the connection, you don't get lonely, and you have that tribe. Okay, so that's why connect or social well-being is important for your finance. So if you're trying to get out of debt or save money, it's important, because one of the number one stresses that happens in our lives is money worries. And then also for career. So for me, my priorities is normally my Instagram, my YouTube, and my all the income producing activities that I do. So this was on the right hand side of the page. For this layout, again, I've just released this yesterday. And so if you are on my email newsletter, you would have received a as an email subscriber, an early bird discount that's available for the net for 24 hours only. So that's a little perk that you have by signing up to my email newsletter. So if you are wanting this, drop me a line. Normally, if I normally just give it to those on the email subscription, but if you have subscribed, go check out your inbox. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just using a thicker felt tip pen, so then the frame of the box stands out. I see Bianca popping in the live chat. Hello there, Bianca. So fun to be here tonight, 8:30 p.m. in South Africa. Thank you so much for joining. I love it. 12:30 p.m. here in Arkansas. You is it Arkansas? Or no, it's not Arkansas, is it? No, USA. I know there's some states that are pronounced differently from how it is written. And I mean, it's pretty much the same here as well. A lot of the Australian towns or suburbs, you know, they're written in a way that's not, the way you say it is very differently. Okay, so here's a little tip. Even if you have, any certain areas in your current planner, create a little border like this. And then see here, to make it look like that the page is turning up, the corner of the page, round out the corner and then create this little, I call it like a little heart shape, the top of a heart shape, or if you want, the bottom of a bottom. Okay, so then that just gives it a little bit of dimension. And then what I like to do is I like to get a gray Tombow. So I like the N95. I like the cooler tones of the grays rather than the warmer, but you do what you like. And this one is a little bit lighter, so I just go like to double it up. Again, that just creates a little pop of dimension for your page, and it creates interest. Okay, and a lot of the times, some of these you might go, Marianne, why do I need to go and You know, it takes more time to go and embellish, and adding the little shadow doesn't make a difference. No, in the big scheme of things, it probably doesn't. But what it does is, I mean, the moment I'm talking at the same time, but when you're doing it, it gives you a nice mindfulness activity. It keeps you in the moment because you have to concentrate, make sure your, the lines are straight. So let me just count this out: one, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, space this one here. Okay, it makes, so mindfulness is the opposite of mindless activity, right? So mindfulness is you have to concentrate on the moment. So what I'm going to do is I want to pick up the yellow of the little pot on this little washi tape. So then it's like a baby blue and yellow. So again, right, I'm just getting inspiration. I'm picking up the colors from the washi tape that I'm using. So this one is 991. I can't remember the name. And so I am going to every second no, column. Yep, column. I'm going to do a, a strip just like that. So then I'm going to put Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, and I'm going to put this away because I don't think that has any ink left. I'm going to use my uni ball. Okay, right. Um, it's Arkansas. Yes, Arkansas. Arkansas. See, I thought I got it right, because I know last time I saw it's not Arkansas, it's Arkansas. Thank you. See, I'm learning so much as well, hanging around my lovely plannerettes. Late night for you 50 plus plans. Yes, 12:30 p.m. and 1:30 p.m. in Virginia. I look forward with meeting you all after church service. Oh, that's so lovely. It's a nice little gathering for us. So I love that. It's afternoon here, sunny and gloomy all in one. Yeah, it's like, so you have uh, here in Australia, we call that Melbourne weather. So Melbourne is the state that's below New South Wales. So that's in Victoria, and they get all seasons in one. A 50 plus. So Tracy, two Tracys, are you in Central Time? Yes. So Arkansas, what is Arkansas? Is that PT or ET? Let us know. Excellent. Okay, so I'm going to here. Um, uh, I've done highlighted the columns, and then I'm going to need 7 lines for the 7 key areas of focus. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Did I do that out? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Leave a little bit of space, and then I'm going to have the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, so essentially this little area here is like this. So then I make a little crossing when I've completed the different habits that I have. So this is very similar to the Ultimate Planner Bundle printable that I know a lot of you have. And so it's exactly the same. That's the little area where you're going to track your whether you've completed the habit or not. And then I'm going to write here, which one do I want? I want the 03. So this one, I want it to be this week. So this is going to track my habit for this. Let me zoom in so you can see a little bit better. This week. Okay, there we go. This week, I just fit it in there. Okay, now on the middle part of it, I have created, even though on here I didn't track it because I didn't do well with my habits from the previous week. But this I'll show you on a separate note, post-it note. So let me use my pencil. So we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let me draw up my lines, and I'm going to show you how I use this little grid. I'm just going to, so this is the Hobonichi, maybe a little bit too close, Hobonichi basic stencil. And then I'm just going to, this one is the Pilot Friction Fine Liner in the baby blue. So again, could be, why create all these lines? Because I miss the creativity. Sometimes I have no time to do this, so that's why you will see me change up planner printables, because not every day is the same, and nor every week is the same, nor every month. Okay, this our season, not weather season, but our season of life changes, because sometimes some weeks are busier than others. Some months are like the upcoming months, right? Because, or upcoming months, it's the holiday season. So we'll either have lots of things on our plate, so we may not have time to embellish our planner pages, so we're going to keep it minimal. And sometimes we need it. Sometimes we need that little outlet, that little bit of, creativity, because it's so important that you inject some fun, some creativity in your day, especially if you're, whatever you're doing on a day-to-day basis is stressful. So if you put stress upon stress upon stress upon stress, guess what's going to happen? You're going to break. And so one of the ways to make sure you don't break is to take your breaks, your self-care. So then that way it gives you that little bit of breathing room. It's so important. I know for a lot of us, we put ourselves last, meditate. I'm just going to write my habits that I do: meditate, tidy up. So this fountain pen I have is the Pilot whoop, Kakuno Madoromi series. Okay, so Kakuno or Kaku means first, I think, beginners first, and then no is mine, and then Madoromi means like morning dew or freshness. I forgot. I forgot what it is, but because it comes in this light pink, a blue, and so uh, but what I did, this normally comes with gold nib in fine. Yep, in fine, but I swapped out the nib with my other kakuno, because even though this is fine, it writes extra fine. And then because I am writing in smaller grid, the fine was too thick. It made my letters mush together, and it wasn't as defined. Let me quickly have a look. Check chat. I love this. Look at you guys meeting each other. My fellow Southerner. I went to Little Rock when I was like 4 years old. Oh, I love that. That's right. Thank you for the advice. Yes. So Nuria and I were mums of little, well, wonderful children. Well, mine aren't little anymore, but wonderful children who, for me anyway, my son is on the autism spectrum, and yeah, it can be tough. We're trying to do our best as moms, as partners, as wives, and it can expenses, and we sometimes forget to look after ourselves, because we've been, society has, placed this pressure on us that we're supposed to be caregivers all the time, that if we don't do it, it doesn't get done. But and then we put ourselves either last on the priority list or not at all. Okay, and I don't want you to do that, because you know what will happen? You're gonna break. I had a little breakdown back in, I know I've told this story for those who have been here for a while, but it's not good. It's not a good place to be, when you can no longer think properly, and you have low moments, and you have low thoughts, and it's not a nice feeling. So Let's quickly have a look. Tracy says, I'm a transplant originally from Pennsylvania and miss the snow. Summers here are far from my favorite, not to mention the many snakes. Ooh, that will literally kill you. Have a good friend from Pennsylvania too. I love that. I love the connection you guys are making in the chat right now. Thank you so much for that. So let me quickly show you what I mean with this little uh, graph. Well, it's going to be a graph, okay? Graph. Let me show. Oh, where's my pen? So let's just pretend I won't use my ruler. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So this little box that I've created here. So it's going. I'm going to fill it out based on how well I did with the habits I had for myself the previous week. Okay, because it's got the grid. Okay, so what happens is, let's just say meditate. I'm going to use green because that's my little color code. So I meditated last week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 days out of 7. And then on this little graph here, each square represents, oops, where are we? Each square represents a day. So I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there, okay, and then tidy up. I'm going to use, where's my tidy up? Purple. So how many times did I tidy up last week? 1, 2. Well, technically, really 3 because I'm doing a big cleanup. So we'll put 3 here. Okay. So 3 days out of the 7, I tidied up. So that will align with the focus area here. Did I learn last week? Yes, I did 4 days of learning, whether that's listening to podcasts, following little mini courses or reading a book. So I'm going to put 4 days. Okay, workout. So 1, 2, 3. I did 3 days of workout. And for that, I use a pink. So see how now visually, because I am a visual learner, connect. How many times did I connect with loved ones? So I did 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 days out of the 7. This is intentional connection, as in like I'm DMing someone pops into my mind, and then I go and talk to them. Did I do my expenses? I didn't track my expenses. Oopsie. And then priorities. I think I did my priorities yesterday as well. So I'm going to put a little X there. So I haven't filled in Sundays yet. So that's why I'm not filling this bit in right now, because I have to see what I did yesterday. So let's say my priorities. I did 7 out of 7 days. So now visually, if this was on here, I can see that, oops, this week, if finance and expenses are important to us, I need to make sure I make that a top priority. Or if I go, if my house is falling apart, I'm tripping over stuff, messes everywhere, then I will make tidying up my house, which is here, tidy up, as a top priority. So because I'm a visual learner, I can grasp information a lot quicker than, what do they say? Pictures worth 1,000 words, right? And so this will just make me focus, sort of like prompt myself. Hey, Marianne, tidying up your place is a high priority. You didn't get to do it last week. Maybe you might want to put a little bit of intentional focus on it this week. So that is what that's for. So if you have the Ultimate Planner Bundle printable, that's great because it already has a pie chart that you would fill in the same way. But instead of line bars, it'll be little pie charts. I love it. I love it. Let's quickly have a look. Yes, my kids are also in the spectrum. Nuria says sometimes it's difficult to do all the things we are supposed to do because they need a lot of, exactly, but it's so important. as I found out, because I homeschool my youngest son, he's 16 now. I homeschooled him from 2019. And yes, a lot of focus, they do need a lot of attention. But what happens is if we don't put ourselves on top of that list, we need to look after ourselves. Then what good are we? That's why I had that mental breakdown and I was no good to anyone. And I could have, just at the brink of low moments and low thoughts. And I don't want that for anybody. And that's why I talk about, important to look after ourselves and self care. So Nuri is also autistic. I think I'm not diagnosed, but I think I'm they call it neurospicy. I'm probably ADHD as well. So, that's why I need to change things up all the time. Tracy 50 plus plan says, my youngest daughter, 16-year-old, is ASD as well. And I began to think I'm as well. Let me slow myself down. Have begun to think I am as well, with a large sprinkling of ADHD. Yes, right. I also see it in my dad and grandfather as I have researched it more. Yes, they say those parents who have children on the spectrum are more likely, one or the other, more likely. And there's some on my husband's side as well, their cousins. So yes, yes, 50 plus, big hugs. I love it. I love it. Yes, it's so annoying that YouTube started having ads in lives and now increasing them. Oh, well, I wonder if I can, I don't know if I can turn it off. Does it have, let me see. I'm going to see. I don't think so. I don't think you can turn it off when we're midstream, but we'll try. Let's see. If it breaks, oh no, hopefully it doesn't break. Let's see. Let's see. Does it do it? Yes, I was seeing lots of ads as well. Delay ads during an important, you can close. Ooh, what's going on? Let's see. Hang on a second. I'm going to see if I can do this. I don't think you can. Where is the ads? I don't know what's that. It's lower than the red. We recommend you stream bitrate. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, the live ads are on. Okay. So hopefully it's not too annoying because yeah, I could see it. I have it my YouTube open on the side. I'm going, why is there ads there? It must have changed something in the setting. Sometimes they change setting. Um, so yes, I homeschool my daughter. Yes, me too. Positive changes. Sheila says, I'm not diagnosed, but I feel I have ADHD tendencies. Yes, me too. So I have that too. I also need to change things all the time. That's why I love your content. I feel very identify with you exactly because and I no longer feel guilty changing my mind because I think for me it's important. It's important for me to infuse that creativity as well as change things up because change is as good as a holiday, and novelty keeps the spice, keeps it all spicy. Ronnie Cat says, I have a niece on the spectrum and I had a student years ago that was severely ADHD. Yeah, with so of course now with a lot of studies, that's it's not that they're more prevalent, but it's just because the studies and we're more aware. And then ADHD as well shows up differently in women, in young girls and in women. So ADHD, and of course a lot of the studies back in the day for ADHD were done on boys. And so, no one was picked up that women and young girls have ADHD, that had ADHD, because girls present it differently. So boys ADHD typically would be, rambunctious in class, creating lots of noise. As girls, they internalize it. So most would think that they're shy or they're introverts, but actually have probably ADHD or diagnosed as ADHD. Um, so Tracy's Ronnie Cat says some people don't understand. You have to be very patient with them. Exactly. Thank you. I still feel guilty, but you are helping me not to. Yeah. No, don't waste our let's not waste our time feeling guilty because other things are already making us feel guilty. Yes, as you know, whether we're doing enough as mom, just just mums of children, not even just mums of those who have special needs. We're already put enough pressure on ourselves. Let's use our planning as our outlet, as our outlet to just have fun. For us, it's planners and stationery and changing up different planners and playing with stickers. For others, for men, and of course not just for men, but fishing, golf. No one ever says, you do too many fishing, you do too much golf. Or as for us, it's like, oh, you have too many planners. Hey, if I can afford it, this is my little outlet. I used to love, when I was young, I used to go into the Japanese stationery store and just eye out all the erasers, that beautiful, beautiful designs, and they have that beautiful smell, right? And so this is, I'm now an adult. I can afford it, but of course make sure that not not to be what do you call it, not to spend too much on it. And so it's really important. Now I'm going to do here, this is going to be my running to-do list. So let me just so I'm just going to concentrate for a second. One, two, oops, whoops. That's all right, it's all right. Nobody will know. There we go. Look. There we go. Okay. So this is going to be for running to-do list. So running to-do list, just similar to this one here. So this is my printable download that I have, that I use to keep all the tasks and to-dos for the week. Essentially, you shouldn't have more than one page. If you are with all your these are your known tasks and to-dos for the week, because of course things are going to come up. Really, you shouldn't work off. So if you have a new week, you shouldn't work off a running to-do list that's more than one page. The reason why is because things are going to show up that's unexpected. And then, of course, you're going to feel like you're falling behind and you're going to get stressed. And then that's it. And then, by Thursday, you're overwhelmed. And, that's when just concentrating on that line, that's when you're overwhelmed, and then you feel like you're falling behind, you're stressing out, you're having your self-doubt, you're having your anxious thoughts. Okay. And then what happens then is, because you're stressed out, your brain goes, whoop, it's survival mode. We either have to fight, flight, or freeze. And then the part of your brain that has the cognitive thinking part, or the ones that makes decision, that shuts down. Okay. So if you ever go, why don't I know what to do when I know what to do any other time? It's because when you're stressed, your body says to you, we got to put all effort to surviving. Okay. And surviving, that's when your amygdala, that part of your brain that is in charge of the fight, flight, or freeze, that gets triggered. And then, because it goes, hey, we don't need you to be thinking right now, because what we're ready for is to run from something, all right, fear, or to fight something, anger. So if you feel like, you're screaming at your partner, or you're just screaming at people at the traffic lights, you're in a survival mode. That amygdala, that fight, flight, or freeze part of your brain has been switched on. And so that's when suddenly you go, why can I not make a decision? This is such an easy thing. But do you know what happens when you have a break? Once you've had a little bit of break, that thing on your list that you had been looking at for 3 days, over a week, or you moved it from one week to another, suddenly you're able to do it in like 5 minutes. Okay. I love it. Let's quickly have a look at the chat. Marianne's going on and on, not even checking the chat. Homeschooling is forbidden in Spain? What? That's no good. Yeah. So here in Australia, different states have different rules with homeschooling. So some places you gotta check in at the school, but not to be able to do homeschooling. Yeah, that is very sad. 50 plus plans. I'm 54 years old, so ASD was never looked at. Yeah, and so I'll be 51 in a couple of months' time, 3rd of January. And I did ask my doctor. Let me quickly. I asked my doctor, look, I think I have ADHD tendencies. So I had a research. There's certain characteristics for this is for girls that should be have been prevalent or prevalent. I never know what that's visible or noticeable from the age of 8 to 12. So if you had these tendencies back when you were 8 to 12, and of course some other things as well, then and it's not just about not being able to concentrate, and it's not just about being hyper focused on something, because again, remember, ADHD, and I'm not sure, and I think autism as well is very different in girls. And because there's not enough studies of ADHD and autism in girls, because back in the day it was just all a lot of the studies are based on boys, so it's not as if women and young girls don't have it. It's just there was no studies because no one thought it was, there was enough of those cases. So and then I did ask my doctor. I said, because here in Australia, if to get diagnosed, it'll cost money, yeah. And so unless you can either be out of pocket, it's an out of pocket thing. And so and I said, if I let's say I am ADHD, what because I already know I've got the tendencies, so what will happen? So he just said, look, really, if you are not able to manage your day-to-day life, and then yep, I did see another um, if you can manage, you can't manage your day-to-day life with it, that the diagnosis is good. The formal diagnosis is good if you need medication. And for me, that's because I'm using my planning as a way for me to help manage my ADHD tendencies. Now, just to make sure, of course, first of all, the content that I'm talking, because we're talking about mental and well-being issues, please note I'm just sharing my personal point of view. The content that I share when it comes to emotions, thoughts, feelings, and mental well-being are my personal, what I've learned. If you are feeling like you need more information, highly recommend ask your general practitioner or your physician, or seek professional help, because it's important. Just like if we are sick, we go to the doctor, right? And so it's important. It's the same way that just because we cannot see our emotions, it's not physical, doesn't mean that there's nothing wrong with us. So just want to put that disclaimer, because we are talking about mental and emotional well-being, that or my content is for educational and entertainment purposes only. I am not I'm only learned for us as far as I have learned myself. Okay, so highly recommend, if you are not able to manage the tendencies that you do see, yeah, go seek professional help or professional diagnosis. Okay, let's quickly have a look. Where are we? Um, where are we? I know there are check chat. Let's check chat. I love our conversations that we're having, because, and a lot of the times for those of us, whether we are or not have children who are special needs, or we ourselves have tendencies, it's just so good to share and connect, because sometimes we do things all alone and think like we don't have anybody or no one else is feeling the same way. Nuria says, I know they're having terrible time at school, although they have special support for them. I'm glad that they do have that support for them at school. Ronnie Cat says, you are a little older than me. I'll be 54 on December 6th. Ooh, birthday coming up, Ronnie Cat. I love that. We have to go and make sure we celebrate your birthday month. Sheila Positive Changes says, I'm 54 also. I used to feel like I was odd or unable to think straight. Since allowing myself grace, I've learned to be kinder to myself. I love it. And that's what we need. We need the love, the kindness, and the friendship we would give to others. We need to give that to ourselves. We are triplets. Look at the 54-year-olds. I love it. I love it. Ronnie Cat, the triplets. And Tracy says, I used to use one planner. Oops, where are we? Where's my what for the whole year and picked it up at the office supply store and thought nothing else of it. Enter 2013 and the online planner community and finding all the cool planners. Yes, I was late to the planning community. I think I came to the planning community in 2020, 2021. Now I have all the things and need to start selling off a lot of them. Yes, I was thinking about that with my fountain pens. It's just sitting there not being used. It had become my hyper focused interest, kind of like Pokemon. I had to collect them all. Me too. Me too. Gotta get them all. Gotta get them all. I love it. I love it. I hate commercials during the live shows. I don't know what happened. I think I there's new settings with YouTube, and it said on the top there's like new bars on the top. So apologies if I had inadvertently set something because I'm seeing it on my account here. So I don't know how to turn. I don't think you can turn it off during once you're live. So sorry there. So sorry, Ronnie Camp. Yes, autism is also different in girls, right? So very, very, it shows up differently. Autism and ADHD are so similar. I feel so identified with ADHD people, but I'm only autistic. Not just it, look, we are, what do they say? When you've met one autistic person, you've met one autistic person. Okay, because each and every one is different. So you are uniquely you, and then do the best you can with on managing it, and always show kindness to yourself. Yes, sometimes I feel autistic too. I think we're all on the spectrum. So I love that. My doctor loves my planner because we have been trying to figure out what is wrong with me health wise, and I keep super detailed health notes. I love it. Yes. And I still do all the research for him. I know, me too. I've done my blood pressure monitoring as well. It's not you, it's just YouTube. Okay, phew. Because I'm just thinking, I'm seeing like, why? Because normally I just skip the ad before I go on live. Now I'm just seeing it all the time. I have to make sure. Sometimes settings change, like default settings change. So I'll make sure next time that I'm vigilant. Man, my words today. My words today are see, my words are, I can't use my words. I cannot English today. Okay, so here's my running to-do list. So what that's going to look like is I'm going to write down the things I know I want to do for the week, put what date it is. So I'll make sure if you go, I'll pop in the link later. I don't think I've added. So if you put running to-do list in my search bar, it will show you exactly how to use it. It's based on the Alistair method, where you write down in no particular order the task you have for the week, and then you assign it a day, and then you'll get to see that. Let me see if I can show you on here. See these little dots? So if you have too many of the dots on the same day, you're putting too much pressure on yourself by putting too much task on that particular day. And don't put tasks on your list when it's supposed to be your day off. I know on our days off, that's when we do the laundry, that's when we do the different things. It's like, no, no, no. Okay, so what am I going to do here? Let me create a nice, so here, these ones are just little boxes for, whatever you want to create, maybe a note section or something to write for next week. And it's just all about making your planner pages pretty. And you can go all out, or you can keep it simple. Okay, just doing a little check mark like that. And let's go and outline the border, so then it pops on the page. And let me show you. So if you just round the corner like this, That's going to make it look like, and then put a little heart, heart shape. And look at that. It looks like it's popping, flip, peeling off the page. And it's even better when you create little shadow underneath as well as on the side. I love it. Okay. So, and then here's another little thing to make it, just add what's, like a little, looks like you've got pegs, little pegs, keeping, or sticky tape, keeping the page, um, embellishing it. Look at that. And here, I think what I'm going to do here, what am I going to do here? Let's do alternating color. Let's do horizontal one like this. Okay. So again, let me know in the chat what planner, is it a hybrid planner you're using? As you can see, I am in an A5 ring planner. So this is the A5 Filofax garden organizer in the Dusk print. And in the description, I have affiliate discount code. So for non-leather items, you get 20% discount. And if they have I think this is still, I think it's the same. If they have a sale and then you add my discount code, either it's Mariane 10 for leather items, so 10% off, Mariane 20 for non-leather items, and then Mariane 30, so 30% off their personalization station. Even I think if it's on sale or on special, you get the additional discount. So that's really good. So they've been kind enough to give me discount codes. It is only for the US, UK, and the European site. So all other countries, because they're, I think, different distributors, of course, they cannot govern, they can't give discounts for those different distributors. Okay, so I'm just going to have that, and I'm going to get a red marker and just create a little margin here. We're going to create a little bit of interest, make it a bit different. Look at that. And so I can have that maybe for notes if I need to write somewhere things that I need to write for next week. Then that could be the space for next week. Okay, let's have a look. Where are we? Let's do next week. Is this the right one? I want the thin one. Oh, hello there, Elle. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. How are you? How's everything going? I miss you so much. You have a new job. Let me know whatever you're up to. So Elle is also a content creator here on YouTube, Elle Naturally. So hair care and skin care. So make sure to check out my friend Elle. This should be new week. We'll put new week. I was going to write next week, but new week is still good. So if there is anything that I need to note down for next week, I will write it down there. I love it. I love it. There we go. Ooh, Sheila is on a no spend November unless it's already budgeted. So I've been making my own sheets for my A5 binder. Some are dupes of your pages, Mariane. That's good. I love that you're getting inspirations. This is the great thing with the planner community. It's really important that, of course, unless it's like an artistic design, new artistic design, we need to, of course, honor copyrighted stuff. But we get inspiration from each other because you've got grid lines, you've got boxes, all this stuff. Oh, that is looking good. That is looking good. So Elle's been working. Oh, I think I just felt my back tighten up. Been busy working full time and unfortunately missed some of the live. So happy you're all here. Yes, we have a little party going on in the live chat. Hi, Ronnie. I love it. Your little prompt to drink your water, everybody. And then this one, I've been trying to do 100 skips a day to get my cardio up, and so I'm going to have this little box here, so for skips. skipping my house, skipping. And I'm getting better, as in, like, I can pretty much, I did buy myself a ropeless skipping rope, a smart skipping rope, but in my madness of mess, well, madness of putting things away where I can't remember where I popped them. I don't know where they are. So I'm using the one with the rope, and I'm getting better because probably will have misstep when it's already like in the 80 skip mark. So I'm gonna just go, and then here what I've done is I've just done blue lines, so like a little exercise or a notebook. Let me just round that corner off, and where are we? There we go. Let's get our shadow. um, Ronnie Cat said, I just got into being sick for a while and had several deaths to deal with, so it's understandable. Oh, Ronnie Cat, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope your condolence to your family, and hope you are feeling better and on the mend. Yes, sometimes I have some of my plannerettes. I don't get to see them because life happens. We're busy. We've got different changes in our lives. So I appreciate you all that make it whenever you make it. And it's just, it is such so wonderful to have you all in the live chat or in the comment section watching on replay as well. So I'm going to put skips, okay? And then I'm going to write down Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So see here, I did my skips yesterday. So I missed out on Friday, Saturday. So I did my 100 skips. And so that's just needs, and I need to add some cardio in my day, because it's important that we look after our heart health, because for women, heart health issues are the number one cause of, and so I think more, like, don't quote me on it, but from what I remember, like, even with all the different cancers combined, so we need to make sure. And the thing is, the other day I was watching, I think it was Rosie O'Donnell. She was talking about how, her, that she didn't know it, but she had a heart attack. Because again, heart attack shows up differently in women. It's not like, where you have pain in your left arm. And so the other, probably a month or so ago, I had the cluster of symptoms that she was talking about. And I'm there going, oh, I wonder if I had a heart attack. So I want to actually get a blood test done, because you can get a blood test done to see. I don't know what happens when you have a heart attack, but there's something that is in the blood system. And so, but yeah, I had these clusters of symptoms. And so I really want to make sure I'm looking after myself when I can now, and not wait until something is horribly wrong for me to do something about it. I know for a lot of us women, sometimes, we go, look, not knowing is better than knowing, because we get scared. But what if we can do something about it now? It's really important that we look after ourselves when we're able to. And hey, 50s nowadays are still young, right? Remember how what I thought what 50 would look like was the Golden Girls. And I think Betty White, well, the age group that those women were supposed to be at was 51. And here I thought they were, they were old. But that's not old at all. You're very welcome, Ronnie Cat. Yes, very scary. So, yeah, it shows up all differently on women. Okay, so I've got my workout because I want to try and get healthy. So I'm going to put Monday, 1, 2, 3, Tuesday, 1, 2, 3, Wednesday, 1, 2, 3, Thursday, 1, 2, 3, Friday, 1, 2, 3. Oops, 1, 2, 3, Saturday, 1, 2, 3, Sunday. Yes, yes, I made it. Sometimes you know how you like, you run out of room, but that's what whiteouts are for, or little pieces of paper, so then you can go and cover the mistakes. You cover up your mistakes. So here last week I did lower body on Monday, upper body exercise Tuesday. I rested on Wednesday, did a cardio, and then these ones I thought I was going, because I said I was going to just do 3 workouts a day, a week, but I missed out on the previous week, and I thought I'd try and catch up, but no, my body needs to rest to recover. It's important that recovery is as important as working out. Wednesday, Thursday. I know Elle had said that to me before as well. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay. What else do we need? Oh yes, we need to of course put the date range. So here we have November 17 to 23rd. Okay, and you know I love it. Yes, EKG test done. Yes. So I just had a blood test because I've just started blood pressure medication, and so the low dosage first to see what that will do to my kidneys, because I think the blood pressure medication affects the kidneys. So I'm just waiting for my doctor to come back from his holiday, and then I'll make sure. But yeah, so get a regular EKG test done and check for diabetes. So diabetes, my blood sugar, my cholesterol are all good. Blood pressure, mild hypertension, and so really important that while I'm able to look after myself, and that's why it's important to do bit by bit. These aren't like the workout aren't like 2 hour things. It's just like 1 kilogram dumbbells or 2 kilogram dumbbells, or do just squats or wall push-ups or balancing on one leg just to help your core muscle. So all these things very simple, easy, and I'm starting slow because I haven't been doing exercise for such a long time. It's important to take it easy, because or else if it's no fun, I mean, really, at the end of the day, for me at the moment, exercising is not a fun thing, but it's an important thing. Okay, so here I'm going to write down all my other habits, like water and stretching first thing in the morning, doing my 11 push-ups, taking my medicine, having a break, getting myself outside, writing in my gratitude journal, and a victory log, because it's very important that we are focusing on the positive and the wins. Hello, Margie. Nice to see you. Thank you so much. Margie's Crafty Corner. Margie, I think you've been here before. But look, if you haven't, hooray, hooray. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Excellent. I love it. I love it. Appreciate everyone. This is really, I'm just so honored. Sometimes I just go, oh, I'm so lucky. Monday's one of my favorite days, because then it's just the connection I have with all of you is so important. Now, on the top part of my weekly spread, that is where I will put in the known events. So I go refer to my calendar, have a look at all the different stuff that I have already noted down. So like for today, I'm going to write it down anyway, even though we're already here. And I'm going to use my Pilot fountain pen. So here, my 5 a.m. YouTube live stream. Okay, so what else do we have? On the 21st, where am I putting here? So 11 a.m. my Plannerettes Zoom session. And then on Sunday, oops, I'm not on screen, 11 a.m. my Plannerettes brain dump. Okay, well, anything else on? I saw something else. What's that say? I can't read it. Sometimes, oh yes, there's a painting session in the local community hall, painting landscapes. Hope I might join that because normally my Sunday morning is taken up by my planning, but there is an afternoon session. And then just look to make it stand out because we like to make things stand out. So this is another, if you ever find yourself feeling a little bit anxious, okay, create little dash lines, little dash ant lines for your top priorities. Okay, let's just skip that ad. I saw an ad for me. I think I don't know if the ad shows up at the same time for everybody because I'm assuming we'll all have different ads running because in the different regions. And so there we go. Let's just do dash lines. So this could be, you can look at doing dash lines on your top priority as like your little reset, your little breather, okay? Slow yourself down. Just a great opportunity. So if you ever find yourself getting, like you're looking at your task list and then like, you know, drawing a blank and just like you've been staring at the same thing over and over, go and just create boxes. Create boxes and little shadows on your top priorities. Okay, so there we go. There we go. All right. Yes, the painting landscape. So it's for beginners, so it should be fun. And so again, one of the things that I wanted to start doing is adding creativity. And so of course I could do other things like sewing, uh, crocheting, knitting, doing my paint by numbers or color by numbers, or doing what is it, the cross stitch. One of the Plannerette Steph gave me the cross stitch too. But I think more is the connection, the meeting new people, water and stretch, 11 push-ups and squats. Okay, what else have we got? Medicine, take my medicine, do my mood log, have a break, important to be intentional with your break. Don't just do it as an afterthought, okay? You need to plan for your breaks because if you don't plan, you will forget it or you will go, yeah, after. Victory, gratitude, and wins. Okay, so there we go. So that is my weekly spread in my new A5 weekly mix and match set. So let me pop that in the small grid. I'll pop the link in the description. If you also are a subscriber to my email newsletter, yesterday's email newsletter would have a discount code for you to use as loyal email subscribers. So that is only available for that first 24 hours. So we are looking at the next 14 hours. Okay, so then that's so go check that out. If you're not yet a subscriber, you won't get it, but if you go and DM me on Instagram, I'll let you know. I'll let you know what the so this, it's only for the new printables. So this is, as you can see, this was last week. I had the full running to do. On this side, I've got the focus area. So if you have my ultimate planner bundle, you have this in the well-being planner spread. And then you've got space for workout. Here I use for cleaning notes. All right. And then the other wellness and well habits. So this week I broke my running to-do list into two separate areas. So tasks, home and other personal, and then this is for my content creation. And then the focus area here, I'll fill that out depending on, based on, just like this one, how well I did with these 7 habits from the previous week. So I'll just count how many times did I meditate last week, and then color in the number of little squares. So there's 7 squares there. So if it's 5 out of 7, I'll only color 5 squares. So it's a nice visual way for me to go and highlight, hey, Marianne, you said tracking your expenses is important. You didn't get to do it any last week. So maybe you might want to put high priority focus on it this week. It's not a test. It's not an indication that you're failed or you're not good at doing your habits. It's just helps you notice your progress and also make you aware of whether something is still of a high priority or that you need to go and put effort into it this week. Okay. So, and then here, just a little note, I could put stickers, I could put, maybe do a stamp on there. If there's anything that come up for next week, then I need to remember, just like I did here. It says here, in next week's habit, include the mood log. So I've already done that. I'm going to put a little square because then I'll put the mood log here. And then, of course, it's blank for next week because I'm going to see, do I continue? Do I use this one again or do I do this one? So you've got this layout in this, the one that I've just popped in the live chat, the A5 small grid weekly planner spread mix and match. So you've got a layout like this. You've got a layout like this to follow. Let me just see, is this the, that's the same, that's that one. That's what a blank version of this one looks like. After, before, after. Okay, and then let me have a look at the other one as well. Where is it? Where are the blank? Blank, 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 blank. Okay, so that's the same. So again, so this is again very different. So here, the full to-do list, but instead of this broken up into 3, it's just 2. So, you can go and mix and match. You can go and print this with something different on this side. So that's the beauty, because you could just go, because remember, because a lot of us get bored doing the same thing over and over again. And that is why I created all these different squares. So then that way you go, oh, I've seen that layout already 3 times in the month of November. I want to change it up. Guess what? Boom, you can, right? Because then what happens is when we see the same thing over and over, our brain actually gets used to it. And so then there's no more novelty. There's no more, you don't want to change too often because, again, that creates friction. The stop and the starting and, having to get used to the layout does sometimes cause losing momentum. So if something's going great, keep at it. So if, let's say, this one was doing well, I would keep at it again until like, oh, I want it to be a little bit different. But because, I'm promoting the new planner printable, I've got these. Ooh, what inserts are these? Hello, Card Captor Dell. They're mine. They're my inserts. Let me pop that there again for you, just underneath your live chat right now. It's a mix and match. So it is A5. Now it is, the PDF is for A4 size. Now, I did get a message from one of my long-time supporters. It's like, Marianne, you used to also create them for the letter size PDF, because I know for my US followers, your the paper that is readily available is a letter, which is 8.5 by 11 inches. It's just I was running out of time. And so I'll try and November and December, of course, and go into January is a busy season. And so instead of trying to hold off until I had both, I just released the A4 printable first, and then later down the track, I do hope to also have the letter PDF versions as well. Let's quickly have a look. We got Nuria saying beautiful. Ooh, and yes, card Captadel. It's the printable. Sheila says, I need variety. I tend to get bored after. Yes, that's why you will see if you go back even just 2 months before any of my my live streams or my video on demands, it'd be like a different planner. It's just really important. Do they come in B6? No. At the moment, I'm only doing A5 printables and personal size. It's because I had different sizes in the past, and it just, sometimes when you have too many options, nobody buys. And so for me at the moment, because I use A5 size printable and personal, they're the only ones. So what I'm going to do for the rest of the day, and I'll see if I can also film it and show, is I'm going to set up my mood journal, my mood log. So this was last week's. So very similar style to the Hobonichi weeks, and so the small grid. And so I use it for mood logging. So I use little Kina print stickers. I write down on this side how I feel and why I feel that way, and on this side, what is it that I can do to make myself feel better for the day. And then just here and open for my mood, taking my meds, and a little summary of the week. So that was last week. This was the week before. Again, a great opportunity to use different washi tapes, different colors. And so I just know I also purchased Hobonichi Weeks back for 2024. I didn't stay in it long enough because I wanted to do other stuff. So guess what? I made printables for this as well. It's in the shop. So if you just go to mariannecresp.com, I don't have a link for it, there is this version. Okay, so it's a bundle. You've got this layout, which you embellish just like this. Then you have the weekly spread, the daily planner. So it's got the time blocking, and then 3 columns for your priorities, tasks, and notes. And so I embellish it this way. So I use a daily page, a personal daily spread for each new day, because I need to write lots of stuff, and I sometimes it's fine that I don't need to use it all, but when I do, I need to have that little bit of extra space for notes, to-dos, and any ideas that might come up. And so that's today. I still got to do my tasks for today. So that comes part of the bundle. And then there's also, let's quickly have a look. Where is it? Again, this one is, you've got the horizontal weekly spread on one, and then an open blue line, because look, I like the blue lines, very reminiscent of my elementary school notebooks. And so this is where I write down. So the other one is mood log. Okay, this one is for gratitude and victory log. So each day I write down on this side what I'm grateful for and a win for the day, because I want to close off the day with something positive. So then that way it helps me ease into my sleep, focusing on something good that happened. And then on this side, it's just an open, I get to put pictures. That's my older son. I get to use different colored fountain pen ink. So this was last week. I still have to write down yesterday's what I'm grateful for and the win. I attended my friend's 50th birthday party on Saturday, and then of course I start again. So this is part of the personal size planner printable bundle. So you got 3 different layouts. So if you're a personal planner, that also is available. And if you're an email subscriber, there is a discount code for you there that's available only for the first 24 hours when I upload new printables. So let me just put my clear divider tabs so I don't lose. There we go. Okay, so that is what I have. And just as a little preview, I did ask on my community post, whether I should go and buy myself a Hobonichi, because I'm seeing everyone using Hobonichi, and as you can see for my weekly, I was wanting to do the layout. And so, of course, because it is Black Friday and everyone's, have their special, they had 15% discount. I think there was a lot who said, no, don't buy another Hobonichi. And then some, but about 65% of the poll said, yes, go buy. Irene, I think the budgeting mama, said, look, if you're still thinking about it, go purchase it. So I did go and purchase it. And so let me just clean up first, make sure I have a clean working space, and then that way. So what am I going to use it for? Well, I probably will do that in the new year. In it, I don't know, because I think the beauty of this is because I've already created the boxes, but I'll see. I haven't made up my mind yet what to do for the weekly columns. But so this was my 2024 Hobonichi. Okay, let me just show you, because I spotted it when I was cleaning the other day. I had a look at it and I was like, oh, I'm missing, using the Hobonichi. I want to go back into it, but I just know I may not last in it all year, because that was the reason why I purchased this back at the end of 2023, was I wanted to be in the same planner for the whole year. I did do bullet journaling back in 2017. I did that for 17, 18, 19, 3 years, where it was the dotted grid, from scratch, made, habit trackers, weekly and daily layouts. I missed that, but then I did the homeschooling, so of course I didn't have enough time, and hence why I started creating planner printables for myself. And then that a lot of you wanted, hey, where did you get that? And it's like, oh, I had no inkling at the beginning to sell any of my printables, but because of course I was showing it on my Instagram. But anyway, I bought the 2024, and so the calendar, that's probably, I'll just put all the known events. And see, this is what led to me creating the printable, because it's like I missed this layout. So for those who are not familiar with the Hobonichi cousin, which is the A5 size, this is what it looks like. Look, what I did is I tore some pages from the middle, because I put it in a notebook, because I went, oh, I didn't want to waste that, the pages. So that's what it looks like normally. Hello there, Mary Ellie. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you being here. Oh, thank you. So that's what it normally looks like. And because as I work from home and, also was homeschooling, I don't have a set dedicated time blocking like you would do, normal 9 to 5 office hours, or I'm not studying that there's a specific time sensitive task or events. And so this would not have, me using it in a time blocking way would not have worked. I think I tried to do it, and look, I got bored. It didn't work for me. And what else did I try? I even put my own printable in there. I glued it in there. And then, but yeah, so this setup, so this is where the inspiration came from for the planner printables. And look, I tried to do that, didn't work. I tried to do this. Look, there's my homeschooling back then and sleep. I think this was more, I noted down what I did do rather than the schedule. So it looked nice, but it was a lot of work trying to do it like this. So missed days. And so that's why I thought, and look, I tried to change things up and got bored with it, but so many different ways. So I'm not sure yet whether I'm going to use the Hobonichi, the new one for 2026. I'll show you in a second whether to use it this way or keep going with my A5 ring planner. But what I want to do for the daily, so I'm not going to use this for daily because it's just too big an open space. And I know it's going to drive me crazy trying to make it look pretty and look beautiful. So how did I do it? Originally, see, this is how I originally had the dailies, okay? And then I'd miss days, and then I'd use this one. So if you go back to, if you just put Hobonichi in my search tab and you have Hobonichi and you want to see the way I used it back in 2024, you can get inspiration from there that way. But I just found it too empty, like there's too many white spaces for my liking. And so that's why I think, and then when you do comparisons, let's say with the Coffee Monster Co, who's got beautiful layouts, is like, oh, mine doesn't look the same as hers. And so of course you do that comparison thing. And so, and then I started using it for journaling, okay, and then noting down. And I love this look. So for the 2026, I'm going to use the daily pages to journal. And look, even if I miss days, I can just create nice little line page, and it's okay that it's empty. And then, oh, look, did you know that I was a cover girl back in 2022? So there's a national health and beauty retail store. I won a competition. You like, as in, you know, enter a competition, 25 words or less. Why you, whatever the question was. I thought it was only for a $500 gift voucher, but I did not know that we were going to be part of the cover page of their catalog. So that's little old Mariane as having her front cover, and then I was also featured as a main cover, and also so that I know I memorialized no memorialized, that's not the word, whatever it is, I noted it down in my Hobonichi planner. And so I use the HP Sprocket. Where is it? Oh, I'm charging it. So that's how I'm going to use my Hobonichi, is for journaling. Okay, so let me just zoom in a bit so we can see a little bit better. Journaling my thoughts, my feelings, just anything really, because I love this makes me happy, right? Full like this, and even if it doesn't get filled in, just make little space, you know, little notes. And even look, I didn't fill in the March 9th, but by just adding the yellow lines, it still looks pretty. Okay, I want to use different gel pens as well. Doesn't, I mean, that for me brings me joy. Okay, so that's how I'm going to use my 2026. So I started practicing. Let me show you how I start. Before I purchased the 2026, I thought, well, let's see first, Mariane. Let's see if, you know, you're going to like what it looks like. So this was, I started it on November 15th. Okay, and then so I journaled my just had a nice sleep, whatever, just writing, because sometimes I think it's helping me note down how I'm feeling, because I do get quite anxious a lot of the times. And then so, and then just cover that with the, you know, what is this one? The Tombow Fudenosuke little brush tip marker. I just covered the old dates. Okay, and then put little pictures of the weekend, and then just writing down. And funnily enough, when you allow yourself to just journal, and you don't have to, it doesn't have to be the deep and meaningful stuff. It's just the things of, went to the city, I walked all the way, I was caught the tram, blah blah blah. And so that's how I'm going to use at least the daily pages. So I picked it up yesterday from the local store here, Milligram. And so this is going to, and I think this is going to be part of my exciting thing to do, be creative. So I've got the 2026 Hobonichi Monday, cousin. Is this the Japanese version? Hmm. I think this is the Japanese version. It doesn't really matter because the things at the what do you call it? The little quotes at the bottom. I don't. I often cover that anyway. So, I maybe I didn't. I wonder if I had an. I won't open it yet because then if there is an English version, maybe I can swap it. And then for the cover, I'm just going to. I'm not going to put it in the. I've got a couple of covers, but I want to actually put this in a Filofax planner that allows for a notebook. So keep an eye out for either live streams or videos of me setting it up. But this is the Midoro notebook cover, which is the Codex version that will allow for that thickness of spine. Okay, so let's quickly check the chat. Tracy says, I started off in a Franklin Covey compact way back in 1993 and always go back to it. I'm currently making inserts for it. I love that. I love that. Sheila says, that's amazing, Marianne. Yes, I want to just, because I know, I know I need the creativity. I need something fun and exciting because with so many different pressure that I put upon myself, I am recognizing now how important it is that I add creativity, that it's not always just the strategic stuff with my content creation, that putting pressure of trying, because I'm the main breadwinner and I'm doing content creation full time. And to be honest, it's not, it's not enough. And so I've given myself till March to make a big go of, really make a big go of the content creation. I've spent the last year and a half doing that, but I think I've been changing my mind. I want to do this, I want to do that, and then I give myself so much anxiety that I crash and burn out. And so and it's important for me to add that creativity to my day. So but yeah, it's really important that I not only do I create videos for you, my lovely followers, but also I create videos for me. I need to make sure that I'm passionate about it. And I know by adding something new to do, this is like my little holiday. So if you, of course, enjoy the content that I make, regardless of what planner I'm in or what planner inserts I'm using, I mean, I'd love for you to, of course, like the videos that you see, like the live streams that you attend, and participate in any of the community posts that I do, because it really does make a difference and it will help my channel a lot. And, it'll help me keep going because, look, even though a lot of the times, the followers, the likes, they're what's called vanity metrics. That's not the thing that will pay the bills, but it does help with someone's self-esteem. That, I don't know, for those of you who are maybe old enough, Sally Field, when she won an Oscar, you like me, you really, really like me, so it's even her as a great actress, was doubtful that people liked her because she came from the world of Gidget and The Flying Nun, and suddenly to roles that are hearty and emotional. So that's really important for me, of course, is for your support. I mean, you being here is enough, of course, but you being here, YouTube doesn't know if unless you're engaging and talking like that we are. Nuria says, thank you, Marianne, and you all for the lovely chat. I appreciate you, Nuria. You make sure you look after yourself. I know as a mom and wanting to look after everybody else, we put ourselves last or not even on the list. But I'm going to remind you, okay? Look after yourself. It's really, really important. So that's something fun that I'm going to, but I'll see if there is an English version for this one, because yeah, it'd be nice to have the quotes, even though I don't read the quotes that's at the bottom or I cover it up. It'd be nice to read it. So question of the day for all of you is, what pen are you using today and why do you love it? So I want you to fill the chat because it's time to say goodbye soon. I want to know, what pen are you using? So for me, even though I'm not in the Hobonichi yet, I am using I've got 3 little fountain pens going at the moment that I'm swapping around. So this is the Mahjong A1. It's in the Fave Pens and Markers in my Amazon storefront. So it's sort of like a dupe of the Pilot Pen Vanishing Point, but without the price tag. So that's really nice. So that's what I'm using mainly for my day-to-day. And then, of course, I swap that out with my Pilot Kakuno Madoromi in the light pink. I did swap out the nibs from the gold fine to this. This is also fine, but it writes extra fine for the small grid. And then as a touch of color, this is the Kaweco Sports in the Sage. And so as you can see here, I am using this ink, the Pilot Sutsuchi, I hope I'm saying it right, Irojisoku, in this wonderful pinkish tone. And this one is the extra fine nib. So again, it writes fine for the small and narrow grid. So let me know, what pen are you using today and why do you love it? And before I go, let's have a quick look. This was last week in my weekly spread. I have that in the, let me just pop that back on. The printable is in the chat right now. So that's what it looks like. And this is the new week. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. You make my day full of love and support. And I hope you also found the same. And before you go, make sure you are putting in your planner a break. Why? Because you matter, you are important, and wherever you are at the moment, energy-wise, capacity-wise, emotional-wise, you are doing great, you are doing enough, and give yourself some grace and compassion, okay? Remember, you matter, and without you, you can't get any of this done, right? You can't get any of your tasks done, and you can't look after the loved ones unless you are looking after yourself. I appreciate you so much. So fill the chat with what pen you are using. I will see you all again next time. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.